You've got a question, which is Nio in a bubble? And I've got the answer. It's right here in this video. All right, what we have here is a stock chart of Nio. This is actually technically a candlestick chart, which shows every single day with 4 prices: the open, the high, the low, and the close. What I'm going to be doing is comparing this to, of course, the other EV in the game. It's a small company called Tesla, just to give you some analysis of where this is going and do I think this is a bubble or not. Will Nio be around in 3 years, 3 months, or 3 days? And what will the prices be? I'll be discussing that with my opinion in this video. Now, looking at Nio chart, what I want to be very clear on personally is I have not made any money on this ride up. Well, let me rephrase. I've made a little bit of money, but nothing crazy. I've made hundreds of dollars. But some of my clients, trading buddies, and students have made tens of thousands of dollars. Here's a quick picture of my buddy Reed. Reed, congratulations on making so much money on Nio. Greg Gilbert's actually doing phenomenal. Let me just take you really quick, a blast in the past when I looked at Nio back on October 15th, and let me know if you think at that point in time I nailed the analysis or not. All right, Nio, so ticker symbol NIO. So I talked about Nio on Tuesday, and it had the strongest gap I've seen in my entire life on Wednesday. I know my boy Mike Gurley crushed it. Greg Gilbert is murdering this one. Ignia is doing great. Sherwin is making money. Joseph Smith III is making money on Nio. Well done, team. Well done. Nio's going to go higher, though, team. So if you want to put this one on your list, this gap and this volume is ridiculous. Is it going to happen in a day? Maybe, right? Is it going to be at $200 tomorrow? I'm going to have to take the no on that one. I'm going to have to bet the under. But is it going to be at 100 or 200 in the next 2-3 years? I'm not sure. I do not know. But what I can say is for sure is this: once trends get going, trends like to stay the trend. This trend is bullish on all time frames, on all volume profiles, everywhere you look at it. This is a lot of volume, and I'd like to buy the dip. I just had to prelude there to make sure I can give myself some credibility. I've been around for over 11 years analyzing stocks, trading stocks. I've done very well in the markets, and I do my absolute best to help other people also understand the why behind getting into a trade. And what you'll notice is that is exactly precisely the pattern that did play out. We did trade up, we traded back down, and then we eventually bounced. That pullback and bounce is what led so many traders to just right here make gobs and gobs of gains, gobble gobble style gains on Nio. And again, congratulations for those who did. So now the point of this video, again, is to go over the earnings, the stock analysis, talk about the Nio stock, talk about EV stocks, and just do some technical analysis on this particular company and really go through, is this a bubble or not? Good news is we don't have too much time left from here, because my overall opinion is this. Nio, yes, they do produce vehicles. In fact, right behind this screen is another screen. Here's the cars that Nio is creating and producing. And yes, some of them look so sexy. Granted, most of these are concept vehicles, but I mean, check this bad boy out. That is brilliant. That is so, so pretty. And obviously it's gonna have a little bit of a price tag, and you know, it might work, it might not, but gorgeous, gorgeous car. Now, a lot of people can create beautiful concept vehicles, especially in China, but in essence, they do have sales. According to Barron's, which I do not subscribe to, as you're about to see, pull Barron's up over here. They're like, come on, pay us some money, subscribe. So Nio reported a loss of 12 cents per share, which is not that big of a deal, $660 million in sales. That is big numbers. Now, sales rose 146% year over year. That's really, really strategically large gains, in my opinion at least. So looking at this particular aspect, it's my thought process that with sales like that, no, I do not think we're in a bubble. However, you'll pop over to Robinhood.com, and Nio is actually in the top 100 most popular companies. It's probably in the halfway mark. So 53% of the people on Robinhood claim this one to be a buy, which is just simply saying that a lot of people are interested in it, but not too many people, like Catalyst Pharmaceuticals or Virgin Galactic. Now, granted, Nio, I do think it's high. I do not think it's a bubble. Here's why. The gap that I was analyzing back on the 14th of October is a very special gap. It's called a breakaway gap. This breakaway gap is often followed up by massive volume and the fact that it never ever fills. Let's go back to everyone's favorite EV company, which is Tesla, and just do some very fast analysis on the Tesla breakout gap that happened in 2013. So what we had on Tesla is, you'll notice we really trade sideways for about a year and a half. We had an IPO, we had a fake breakout in 2010, we traded sideways, we traded sideways, we traded sideways, traded sideways, and then bang, same exact thing. Look at this. Black candle gapping up to all-time highs, huge volume. We had a little bit of a dip, and then we busted out higher. Oh, sorry about that. Just another live trade going on in the background. So Tesla, really good pullback, just an absolute great, monumentally monstrous move, and just started crushing and ripping face. Now, in essence, I do think that a lot of companies, a lot of patterns, and a lot of industries can rhyme and repeat. And I do think that Nio most likely is somewhere right around here. In fact, probably very close to right around there. Nice little move just after earnings, had a little bit of a move higher, and then we begin to rest. So in essence, I do think Nio has some room to continue to go higher. If we pop back over to Nio, again, you'll notice we trade sideways from the IPO for about a year and a half. We eventually broke out. We trade sideways. Boom. Had a beautiful gap and go. That gap and go never filled. That breakout gap had great volume, and we continued higher since then. After earnings, which were back in November, the ones I just read from Barron's, which I don't subscribe to, we went a little bit higher, making a new high, and then we began pausing and just slowing down. Because nothing goes up forever. And yes, electronic vehicles are the future. I think a lot of people can agree on that. People are excited about clean energy and not leaving a carbon footprint when we drive. It just makes you feel more conscious and more, well, let's be honest, earth friendly when you drive EV vehicles. So in essence, I don't think the trend's going to go away. And I do not see this as a hyperbolic extension of price action. What is really, really intriguing to me is all of this bearish volume right here. So this selling volume came in on November 13th, and then we have closed above that volume just a few days later, and then immediately got rejected. Normally that does show signs of a little bit of a slowdown. So for me personally, I'm really excited about Nio pulling back into the low 40s, high 30s price level. That would be the first time Nio would hit the 50 EMA, which is this green line on your chart. First time it would do that in about the past 6 months. Also, it hasn't hit the 100 simple moving average since the exact same time as well, back in May. So really, I do think Nio is just begging for a pullback, needs a rest, and is likely about to get it. But as far as my stock analysis on Nio is concerned and looking over the Nio earnings, I don't think it's a bubble. I do think it's a valid, realistic approach that the stock would grow a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. This thing is up 1,200%. Well, actually, sorry, I'm bad at math. 1,400% since late May. So yeah, that's a little bit of a lot. And with moves like that, I don't think it's a bubble. I don't think it's a cataclysmically strong move. Obviously, it's phenomenal for anyone who's in it, especially if you're trading options or stock. But yes, I do think a pullback is imminent, and I think that pullback is dip buyable. Overall, I'd like to see it pull back into, again, the low 30s. And if you're an options trader, you probably are pretty familiar with option selling. You could get into a nice bull put spread or put sale, $35 or lower, lock in some good gains there, and experience a really good limited risk, limited return trade. And if you really do want some shares down there, $15 lower than they are now, you could also consider selling some late December puts on Nio. But either way, be looking at buying the dip. I do love the fact that we closed above this volume back on November 13th. I do think we can go higher, and I'm really intrigued and excited for anyone who's in this particular stock with either obviously stock and or longer term call options. But keep in mind, nothing goes up forever. It's always smart, wise, and efficient to take profit, buy low, sell high, and always, always, always have a plan for exiting. I had to step out because it's snowing, and I'm really excited when it snows here in Nashville, Tennessee. Anyway, I want to say thank you so much for watching that video. I hope it was helpful. At reallifetrading.com, I do my absolute best to assist people with the knowledge and the understanding and the principles and the applicationable knowledge of using the charts, using the company, using the fundamentals, using the stock to your advantage so that you can pay off your debts, make money, and provide financially for your future and for your family. Create that legacy that you want to create. Be the change that you want to be in the world. Thank you so much for watching this video. You rock. And until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. I'll see you later. Bye.